All right.
Hello. This is, I think, my 7th game of D&D in 8 days. And I think it's not much better for Gija.
And Wan.
I think. And Wan. We've all just done too much. We were gonna carry on with roguelite tonight, but I think we just all go to bed instead. Hello, this is part 2 of the roguelite lamp. Would anyone like to give a very, very brief summary of what we did last time and where we're picking up tonight?
Robin Williams captured us. He threw us into his torture dungeon. We got crushed with vampire spawns. Well, we didn't get crushed. We choked out. Anyway, we went the other way. There was a forge room with a bunch of mephits. They burned us. The solution was keys. Head into the highest key and so forth. There's an altar. The solution was stab someone else. A lovely solution for at least one person in the party, who shall remain nameless when they go raging. There's a workshop. There's some servitors. They have a self-destruct sequence code we found out. There was then a halls of the... No, already did that. Then there's a river and a pair of knights who are going to charge us. You just step out of the way. There's a sewer. There's a lot of shitty puns there that were starting to clog up...
Shitty puns, I like it.
That were starting to clog up the channel. Thankfully, we flushed those all away by pulling the levers labeled flush. Then there's a whole...
You're really dumping all these in together, aren't you?
Yeah. It's a thorough stream of puns. Then there's Hall of the Watchers, which was the meta room. Don't say what any of the statues are, in or out of character. Unless it's Strahd, because we all know that's not actually Strahd. Then there's a crystal pillar, which, well, someone solved in 3 seconds flat. Thank you, Mr. Death. Telos just, boom, solved that. Also, thanks, Stone Cunning. Then there was the Rust Monster room. The DM said, we'll finish after this encounter. 1 hour later, we're still going. So, I suppose that's a moral to be learned there. And somehow, after all of that, we only died once to try and break Makwan Geodef out of their eternal imprisonment in the roguelike lamp. We still have yet to find the wizard who imprisoned them, or any of the boons, but we did see the roguelike moving mysteriously through the river zone. We ended off entering what seemed to be an outside forest path with a carriage, which will undoubtedly TPK us this time, right? Right.
Right.
We can't possibly survive this room and continue on with like 5 HP in a dream.
And with that, let's get to it. So, my playlist has not come through. There we go. I will say, by the way, somebody has a loud background noise compared to the other day in the stream. There is a background level of audio, like a hot mic. If you could all check your backgrounds for me.
If I'm mute, does this fix it?
Absolutely it did, yeah. But no, now it's there again. Let me test. Gija, can you mute? Oh, it was Gija. Dun dun dun. And you can't see it because we haven't got webcams on the stream tonight, but as Gija has done this and sabotaged the audio of our stream, she also has a Hamburglar style face mask on, which makes her actions seem even more villainous. Passing through the portal, you're instantly hit with a cool night breeze and the distant sound of cicadas. Grass and dirt are underfoot, and gentle movement overhead quickly reveals itself as a canopy of autumn-coloured trees. Faint red light filters through the tree branches from a blood moon hanging high above. A nearby dirt road runs north and south out of sight and appears well-travelled. You also notice that there is a portal opposite you, and this one has already turned from red to gold. What would you like to do?
I don't trust like that.
And
This is
unfortunately,
strange.
we do still have that background noise from you, Gija.
Copy.
I don't hear it at all from Gija. Anyway.
It can't be. I'll mute again.
Yeah, it stopped for me.
It's stopped for me too.
Am I not hearing the
Interesting.
background noise at all?
There is a bit of a low sound.
Yeah, like a bit of a like a distant dishwasher running or something like that. It's very odd, or a fan. But this is where you are, in the forest, with a golden portal opposite you and a road stretching off either way.
This seems too easy. There must be other machinations at work here. We can't just walk through this entire room a second time.
Anything off that we hear? Anything that we smell? Do you get any sense of danger? Except for this very strong sense of, can't be that easy. This dungeon hasn't earned our trust yet.
Let's proceed quickly and with caution.
Mm-hmm.
We only have a few hours before that aid spell wears off on you, Ziln, and I do not have healing potions to help you out.
Oh, we're definitely gonna die before that runs out.
I'm
You-
afraid
No.
so.
Not with that attitude.
Precisely with this attitude. In fact, I think we should use our remaining lives just to be as brash as possible and to gain as much information as possible.
Well, yes, but let's not hurry to the end.
I would concur.
So not going through this portal then.
You hear faint calliope music drifting up from a road to the south,
Do you hear that?
coming through the trees. And you can see just the hint of a ramshackle wagon and the stirrings of a beast.
So not through the portal. We're going to investigate the strange noise. Okay.
Of course.
There's not much to lose.
Do you want me
The
to send
last time.
Rulfro ahead?
The last time we took some time out to investigate, we found that dryad who gave us a blessing. Perhaps we may find the same answers here.
If you want, you can send me ahead.
As you round the corner, you see a disheveled wagon hitched to a large elephant that seems to be just made of obsidian, with sort of cracks and veins of gold all over it, more like a construct or a living statue than an actual elephant. There is a sign wedged in the front and the dirt, very much in the style of like a gone fishing sort of sign, that says "back in 5 minutes." And on a stool next to that is sat a large figure. He looks like this.
Now that ain't something you see every day.
And hearing words, this large muscular humanoid turns towards you and gives a big mirthless grin. It seems you came at the right time, lamp walkers.
Hello, sugar. Nice to meet you.
Could you all make me a DC 15 history check?
As you wish.
Oh, immediately. There we go. Those of you who meet the check recognize this as an Oni.
I see you've made a construct of an elephant. Kintsugi, I believe? Kai references the practice of mending something with gold.
He found his way to me. I did not make him. He is far older than this one. So putting a hand on his chest.
And what is your name, fellow lampwalker?
I have many names in many lands, but you can call me Trusty.
No
Rusty.
pleasure to miss thee, handsome.
Your names?
Well, what you
Kai
gonna do with them?
Badkin.
I will use them to address you correctly.
Then that's fair and fine with me. Soon as the name. This one over here,
Sir
Kai.
Game.
I just give a grin on that.
Kai gives a small bow. Well, all of the bows are small, being as they are a dwarf.
And that one over there is Tellison, baby.
BB. Where's my BB?
A pleasure to meet you all. You find yourselves... We are in the lamp, yes?
Rather large lamp, if we may say so.
I understand so. It is not as it has been before, but I will not be here for long, so it does not concern me a great deal. I'll be
Oh,
moving
really?
on shortly.
And how will you be moving on?
He pats the caravan. With my girl.
Interesting.
This
And you can just leave.
I can. I can come and go through the places and the plains as I wish. To forestall your next question, I cannot take passengers.
I see, so that is what we are. Prisoners of this lamp. Much like the genie.
Well,
If you
it was
have come
very clear
in-
there, darling.
If you have
It
come
was.
in, it would seem to be so. Particularly given what has befallen to Jondalef.
Oh,
The wizard.
what has
Be the death, I think you mean.
No,
John Deleth is the name of the wizard.
Jondalef. Your friend has sharper ears and a keener mind than you, I think.
Oh no, I just thought you were wrong.
Very rarely is Trusty wrong. I have travelled far and have learned much.
Well, would
Have
you
you
happen
learned
to know?
anything that can help us?
Of course, but help me to help you. Gold to be told, yes. I will tell you what I have learned. For 200 gold.
Ah, shoot. There goes.
Absolutely not. I'm sorry, I'm loath to trust someone who names themselves Trusty. It's like me naming myself Sneaky.
That is fine.
Unfortunately, I'm out of money. I spent it all on learnings and magic.
Yes, I'm afraid my money is also left in another lamp.
Still got 4 gold pieces.
A question. Would you perhaps trade the knowledge for divination?
And what would you divine for me, little one?
What would you desire? I can ask a question of a god or a servant, and it will provide you with a truthful answer, though it may be a riddle.
I could travel to the gods and ask them myself.
Oh, are you on the speaking terms with the gods?
Of course. I
Interesting.
could get in my wagon and travel to the great holy mountain of Dun Manifestin and Aspen myself.
That is very interesting.
I could say
Don't
they
you-
could, I suppose.
Don't you feel then that you are wasting your time talking here to us, some random prisoners in a lamp?
Oh, look at the sky, look at the trees. Feel that cool breeze charged with magic. The magic that
Yes.
comes from strife.
And why would
It
you
is a
need gold if you
beautiful
can
night.
just speak to the gods yourself? What good is
Because-
gold for you? Someone of your power and of your connections.
Because information is worth what the recipient is willing to give up for it. It is about the trade, that payoff, the relationship we forge with one another when we do good, honest business.
Oh, really?
But that is fine. I will take my business.
And what price could be worthwhile than the life of another?
200 gold.
200 gold, you would consider that worth more.
In this
that's
moment, in this exchange, yes, it is 200 gold for my information.
Is it just
I have
because...
wares for sale, but they cost more, so I imagine you would not be interested in.
Is it just because we have our lives and we do not have the money? Is that why the worth of the money is currently higher?
This is all getting a little philosophical for me. My
It
goods
might
and
be.
my services have a price. If you do not wish to meet that price, I do not resent it.
I do not believe we
Interesting.
have the ability to meet that price, even if we desired it.
Utterly
Yes, and I am
lamentable.
morally opposed to buying before testing and trying, and not really sure you have that much information.
Then, in your endeavors, truly I wish you nothing but good fortune. But as for me and mine,
Have fun with the gods, I suppose.
I will tell them you said hello.
Yes.
Ciao, darling.
And he hops
Please
up on
give.
his wagon.
Please
Crack
give
spear.
Corlin, the god of elves, my regards.
Cracks the reins, and he and the wagon vanish.
Oy.
Well, I'm glad this is over. Let's move on.
That happened. So, who's gonna bet you that we're gonna meet that one again? With even spicier prices.
We'll see.
Ideally, we'll find some money.
Maybe we find some money, yes.
At the moment, my funds are not very liquid.
But also, if he just left and he's back here when we come back here, I mean, maybe he can't leave after all. You know?
Yes, I don't...
I mean, I could sit up and, I don't know, get some sort of animal and put a sign up says back in 5 minutes, and start charging prices, ridiculous prices for, oh, if you take the next room, there will be a room.
Huh?
You know?
If you take the next
Excuses.
room, there will be a room.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well,
For
darling,
now-
I don't think you're incorrect.
For now, let's keep moving, I suppose.
The more I think about it, the more you could make a absolute fortune there be.
Yeah.
Quite possibly.
Maybe
So-
all these things he has for sale was from some of other lamp dwellers, you know? Scavengers.
Well, we are
Who
hardly
knows?
in a position to dispute his knowledge in that case, as we've only seen a small fraction of this lamp.
Yeah, we're
Let's go
definitely
deeper.
meeting that one again.
So you're heading through a portal?
Mhm.
Okay.
Small comfort, at least, is that this was not violent confrontations.
I will just load you through to the next scene.
I mean, I have some money.
Wait,
Honestly,
you
I
could
do.
pay?
Yes, I'm just not inclined. I like the coin, and I rather find out knowledge by myself. Oh,
Well,
fuck is cold.
anybody brought their winter gear with?
I did not bring mine, but it does remind me of home.
So, Cold air stings your eyes as you enter this enormous cavern, and thick, compacted snow crunches underfoot. Massive ice stalactites hang from the ceiling over 60 feet above the massive rocky expanse. Thick, flat-top pillars of ice jut from the floor randomly, giving the room a labyrinthine feel, despite the space's openness. Several doorways are visible on the walls, a thick translucent layer of ice frozen over each. In a nearby corner stands a statue of a small, featureless humanoid kneeling and clutching its knee in agony. You suddenly hear a terrible roar echoing around the room, following by a booming cry in broken common. More prey for Cryofris? Yes! Yes! And I would like everybody to roll initiative.
Hi, if this reminds you of home, hope you don't mind if I'm not going to be joining your family reunions.
Well, I ran away from home for a reason. Handlestone and the Dales are a poor place to spend a life.
Right. I have an immediate question.
Yeah.
Because obviously on the map we can see that there's many doors all around.
Mm-hmm.
Are those in any way visible, like the one
You
right
can
there?
see-
Do we see that there's an opening of some sort? Or?
You can see doors, you can see they are all very iced open. They are not currently glowing red.
Sure. Oh, great. Oh, well, at least I won't be in the splash zone, I suppose. You are dying first.
Tell us,
turn.
you're up.
I'm the one who's dying first here.
Yes. Well. This is just a white dragon, isn't it?
Yeah, looks to
Okay,
be.
Great. Yeah, I suppose Talos doesn't really have much at this time. Talos will just start running to the side, probably go down to all fours, like
Yes.
just wildly dashing. I could do one more diagonal instead. That would bring me there. And that's it, I suppose. That's my action and the movement. Or dash.
Okay. Cryothris
Uh-huh.
leaps from one of the pillars over to the other, looks down at this cluster of people who have just entered the room, and breathes deeply.
Low damage, come on, let's see that. 5 damage, ice breath. Okay, never mind, that's not 5 damage. It's a bit more than 5 damage.
And there I go.
If I pass it, I take none of it.
Nice.
I
Kai goes down.
can I have all the health back? I don't know where I started with.
This is a con save, not a dex save. Ooh.
How do you mean, sorry, Jija?
Oh, okay. So it's just evasion's just dex saves.
Yep.
Oh, thank you, Mac.
No worries.
She's like, thank you so much. It's brilliant, man. Amazing.
No,
Thank you.
I don't care. I don't have time to learn new classes that I don't play regularly. Thank you, Mac. Cool.
I would like everyone who's not dead to make me a... No, in fact, that's fine. Having unleashed this breath, Cryothris, who I should have listed as 30 feet up, turns their attention on Telos down the length of the room. That is all it's going to do. Kai, as you are lying on the floor, covered in a thick layer of hoarfrost that continues to burn away at your flesh and your vision begins to dim, please make me a death saving throw.
Nat 20. Watch. Not even close.
Wait, was that a nat 1?
No.
Oh, it just gave us red for me for some reason. Yeah, you feel yourself slip closer to darkness. B, you're up.
Going to move 35 feet, which is my movement, here. God, my foundry is really slow. Sorry. Let me grab myself. 35 feet here, just by the pillar. Using Mask of the Wild, I'm going to attempt to hide as a bonus action. Bonus action rogue hide, which is a stealth check. Is that right, DM?
Yes.
Shoop. Okay.
31. You feel sure that you're probably hidden.
Okay, I am going to try to. Is there is there a little paper that has a phrase that contains the off or kill switch button for this? No, I'm looking. I would like to sort of, now that I'm hidden, sort of like evaluate. Is there what I see right now? Is it all just vast emptiness?
Yeah, so large cavern, huge high ceiling. You actually wouldn't really be able to see the dragon from where you are. These outcrops are about 30 foot high. You saw there were a number of doors dotted around the outside of a room. The ceiling is a thick layer of ice. You see there are at least 5 doors out of this room, but they are all
frozen.
All frozen over. I would give to you that the 3 doors over here are not portals. They look to be large metal doors. Still frozen over, but not your usual portals. And you obviously have that statue up in the corner as well.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna like kind of make my way with a action to dash.
Yeah.
Because thinking that I am swift as a. It's okay, so that's 20 here, and another 15 here. I'm just going to meld into the snow. And then my turn.
Okay. Ziln, it's you.
Time for death saves.
Nat 20.
Nope.
Oh, you down as well?
I'm in. I was on 10.
I didn't.
10.
Yeah. You managed to stave off your slip towards the darkness. So you hold on for a moment and steel yourself. But yeah, you are. I'm going to split you out just so it isn't quite a corpse pile. There you go. Anything else? Well, you do your death save at the end of your turn, don't you, Zil?
Yes, I don't know if there is anything else that he.
Before the turn loops back around, after that, Zil, losing the initiative tie, Cryofrist unleashes a blast of cold breath in the direction of Telos, who was focused on before. But Telos is so far away that it seems more of a futile gesture. It doesn't get anywhere near him. And now, Telos, it is you.
Cool. I'll run further, get as close as I can to that little opening? Question mark? Like, that looks different than the portals.
Yeah,
Is
it is
something different?
It looks to be a regular, large, like metal, almost vault door, but again, it is covered in a thick sheet of ice.
Sure. Does it look like we could do anything with it, like to it? I don't know. Can I
it looks like
investigate it in any way?
Yeah, go on.
Is that something that makes sense? Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
Cool. I shall give a second investigation. That's great. Well, I will use my magical guidance thingy. I can reroll for 1 sorcery
Go for
point.
it.
So I'll do that again.
Nice.
That's better. Do I learn anything?
Yeah, you see that the ice is thick, but could probably be chipped away at with either about 15 minutes of manual labour,
Oh, God.
or in about a minute if it was hit with a fire spell.
A minute still.
Yeah, any sort of leveled fire spell will cause the door to melt off in a minute. Otherwise, yeah,
Okay.
15 minutes of hard work.
Yeah, so both of those options are shit. Okay. Sure. I've got a bit of movement left. Would you say that was an action to investigate, I imagine?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll stay thereabouts behind the wall. I don't have any option to hide as such, but I'm sort of just like low to the ground behind that wall.
Okay. Before it comes to Cryophras's turn, at the end of yours, turns his head. You try to hide. And he's going to use his legendary action to detect as he sniffs the air. I will find you. Now, his turn. He is going to fly across, landing heavily in front of Cryophrus. You just see from your position where you feel quite hidden, you just see that the snow stops for a second as his wings block it out as he heads over and lands, bearing down on Telos. I also just realised I have a green screen. So my little green fluff around me should now be gone. It lands in front of you, Telos, and comes in with tooth and claw.
Sure.
First of all, use its frightful presence. Please make me a DC 14 Wisdom saving throw, Telos.
I've got prompted as well.
You shouldn't, because it's a creature of his choice, and he isn't exactly aware of where you are, so ignore that. But yeah, Telos succeeds 0. How'd that work? I feel that Telos has not succeeded with a 0, and is now afraid.
It's just that good.
Yeah, but it's also then gonna strike. Cryophrus comes in, gonna make a bite and then 2 claw attacks against you.
Sure.
Not one. Not one.
It's got her targeted. That's why. Let's try again. So it's making a bite.
Not one. Not quite.
Will you react? Or wasn't
No.
your finger reaction before to re-roll? I'm not sure.
No, that wasn't. I don't believe so.
So the jaws clamp down,
Sure.
and then he's going to claw at you twice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Great. And to this one, I will react.
Yeah?
I'll use the Gift of the Gen Dragon. One of those. Please roll me a Strength saving throw for the dragon. The DC would be 4, so that's 12 plus 3, 15. Oh shit. Well, I don't think that does.
16.
Oh, yeah, he would take half damage, but I don't think that makes any sort of difference.
What damage is it he's going to take?
He will take 5 damage. 5 force damage.
Force damage, okay. Oh! He takes 5 force damage.
And is not pushed away, which was the point, so that's fine.
Ah. End of his turn, he then focuses down on you, Telos, and you see just
Fine.
rolls of cold fog beginning to billow out of the corner of his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Kai, slipping away on the floor. Please make me, as you reach out for Zil, please make me your second death saving throw.
As they're starting to lose consciousness, they just whisper to Ziln, "We'll look on the bright side. At least we won't die when aid runs out." Not one, bruh.
Oh! With those words, Kai shudders and takes their last breath. Kai expires on the icy floor of the frozen throne.
Wow,
Yeah,
that
the
really
other
just.
side.
A nat 1 on a death save and a nat 1 on bless. They really
Ah.
didn't want me to have anything there.
B, it's you.
It's me. I would like to use my movement to go check out the statue.
Yeah. So again, it is a small, featureless humanoid, kneeling, and both arms are clutching at the knee. Make me a perception check.
Okay. Are guidance and bless incompatible?
They do separate things. Bless is ability checks and is attacks and saving throws. Guidance is just ability checks.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna. Oh, that will be my action. Is this my action anyway? Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna- I'm
this
just-
one's-
You know what? I'm just gonna
Oh.
roll. I'm just gonna.
Okay.
No.
Looking over the knee, you see that it is built up with a little bit of ice between where the hands are grabbing. Would you like to just brush it away as a free action?
Absolutely.
As you brush it away, you see what looks to be a keyhole on the knee.
Okay. Bonus. I guess that's my turn. I imagine, unless I can use an action to Thieves' Tool it. I
You
am
can
a
try.
thief.
You are thief. You are thief.
I am thief. Is it just a dex check?
Yeah.
Oh, come on. And this, I can't do guidance on that. No. No, I
No.
can't.
Ooh.
Yeah.
3.
Working into it, you find that you're able to get in. You clean it out and get in, and what should turn, you can feel that it isn't overly frozen. You can turn you should be able to turn the mechanism, but it won't turn. You are
Yeah.
confident. You're confident that this has been enchanted to require a specific key.
Okay, bonus action hide using Mask of the Wild, which just allows me to hide using the environment. So maybe just behind the statue,
Okay.
in some pile of snow.
Okay. Make me a stealth check.
Come on.
Okay.
20.
Ziln, please make me your second death save. You feel Kai just give this rattling last breath next to you.
Yeah, on the other side, darling. Where is it? What? Why did it do that?
Why did it do what?
It rolled 2d4s. It would be a 10.
A 10.
10 passes.
And you managed to
You're good.
continue staving off the cold, despite the cold around you. That is 2 successful death saves for you.
It's not letting me die. It's not letting me die.
Aid wouldn't have fallen off when Macasta died, would it? Or when Macasta dies? No?
No.
Okay. Okay, Ziln, that's you.
That's me.
Initiative 10 before we get round to the start of a round again. Cryphis unleashes that torrent of cold that had been billowing in his mouth, directed down towards Telos.
You can do it. Oh. I believed in you, don't worry.
Telos, you just
believed in you.
be looking down, you just see this point blank blast of cold breath that lasts a few seconds in Telos' direction. When the breath sort of eases off, you see Telos is just gone, and there is now just a snow mound. And again, Cryphis, well, top of a round. That was at the end of the last round, so Telos went down, and now it's Telos' turn. So you can be that death save throw. Telos, your
Yeah,
first
sure.
death save.
Nat 20. Nat 20.
Nat 20.
Wow.
You
Why?
have a
What's the
single
point?
you have a single HP prone underneath this giant snowdrift.
Sure. I'll try to stay still so that maybe it just focuses its attention elsewhere.
Yeah.
That's all.
Top of a round. Oh, sorry. That's your turn. Cryothris.
My action is play dead.
Cryothris is going to, because that wasn't his legendary, is going to do his detect before it gets to being him.
Oh, meets it, beats it. Mm.
Yeah. There's a slow turn. And just, there you are.
Mm-hmm.
He is going to strike at the snow pile in front of him. Oh, that should have been an advantage. I'll roll it again. Well, I'll roll it again, fishing for the crit.
Sure.
No. He strikes, rakes his claw through the pile of snow,
That's fine.
and then leaps
Roll
over.
me a strength saving throw.
Oh, okay.
You passed again. You will take 5 force damage.
Oh, really? Oh, gosh. Okay. Describe how you. No. So it leaps across a room with one beat of its wings, and behind your statue against the wall, B, you just suddenly have the room be filled by it leaning in with this feral-looking hunger. It is going to snap in with the jaws once and bite at you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
For 22.
Uncanny dodge as a reaction. So I
About-
half the damage.
Yeah. Okay.
I still die.
You'd still be down. Yeah. And yeah, you go down, and then he will just strike out with just feral anger at the body one more time.
Yep, hits. So that's 2.
Yeah. So, B, you are 2 death saves down.
Nat 20.
Please make me
Uh,
a death save.
Means,
Show me the
it'd be
nat
so
20.
cool to, because I had something I wanted to do. So I'm clicking on the thing. Why are you not? Oh, there we go. No,
Don't
that's.
know why it says you made. Don't know why it
no,
said you
no,
made
no,
3.
Yeah, because I put it in wrong. So one yes, 2 no.
Yep.
Yep.
Zilm.
Oh, already my turn. Okay.
The turns are short.
We are pretty.
You are stable.
Why?
As a legendary action, the end of your turn, Cryphis is going to bite down
Oh wow.
on the body in front of him.
With advantage.
Misses.
No, with
Oh,
advantage.
yeah,
Oh,
of course, advantage. Yep.
There's a lot of snow, to be fair. So
Yeah.
hits. All right, I'm dead.
Ziln, you hear the horrible sound of one of your companions being wrenched. And as you're lying there, stable, still at 0 HP,
Somehow.
you hear the horrible sounds of someone being consumed. And then, stalking over through the snow, comes Cryothris the Pale. You're just conscious enough to see him as he comes in and ends you. Toying with you for a moment.
I must admit, out of all the ways, this is actually a cool way to go.
You die.
He died.
Yellow's our last man alive, Avengers!
Hello still has 1 death save. You and Talos won't get a nat 20 again.
Of all the ways to go, though.
Munch.
I wonder if I was delicious, is the first thing that I say upon awaking.
Jesus.
Kai snaps up.
Ah,
I see, I was the first of many.
Hey, this was at the very least our second time. Oh, third time for you.
Well, third time for everyone but you, Zilna.
that was a frustrating line.
Well,
I suggest we try another way then.
there's
Oh,
the other
just
passage.
in case we find ourselves back in that room, the statue has a keyhole on the knee, out of all places. At least one. I could only see the one, but I couldn't. I feel like I should have been able to break it open with my tools, but I couldn't. So I think it needs a key. So I don't know. Maybe if we find the key, maybe keep your eyes out.
Maybe
Finding a key in that snowdrift would be a challenge, to be sure.
it's
A
all
key.
right.
Unless it's one from elsewhere.
Just getting there to use it might be an issue.
Makwan,
Yes.
have you come across a tall, strong-looking creature calls himself Trusty before?
An Oni.
A what now?
I have not encountered such a Noni myself, but it does not surprise me that they would travel through freely.
What's the deal with these nonis?
They are plain travelers and orcas often. Traveling merchants or child eaters. It is a varied group.
A child eater. Well, perhaps it is good that we did not give him our coin.
Or your future children?
I don't intend on having any, but for others.
Okay.
Well,
Right, good, no?
maybe we find a child in this little labyrinth. Who knows?
Perhaps a moment. I have a question I'd like to ask. Kai
Alright.
sits on this cushion and they begin ritual casting divination. For that good old 10 minutes.
Oh, cool. I can call Ruru again then. And we will
Right, take your time. Take your time.
sit on that
We
one.
have nothing
What,
but
are you in a
the
hurry to die
Corella.
again?
I'm in a hurry to try and find a way out.
Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. With some information we may find an easier path through this maze. Let's see.
Calling Ruru, calling
Let's see.
Ruru.
As Kai completes the divination, the question that I will ask EDM is: will the passage, the northern passage, and the room with the river lead us to answers or magic that could help us escape this lamp? Referring to the river with the two knights.
And remind me who it is that you are petitioning, Mister. Who is your deity?
Corellon, the god of elves.
Yeah. You. Is this a spell that you've used often?
They would have used it fairly often. I've spent actually 100 of my gold for the material components to cast this 4 times. So I presume that they are someone who reaches out for guidance, often consulting the stars and or the gods.
Okay.
It also
You-
might not necessarily be the god himself. It could be, like the god's undersecretary.
Yeah. Assistant to the regional god.
Yep.
You feel like an unrolling bedroll of leaves that just... It's how the spell normally manifests for you. That sort of release of having the spell head out and those tendrils of magic go off into the divine. You feel that unroll of leaves and it leaves like a carpet. You visualize yourself walking along that carpet as the trees overhead open up. And you see the large, leaf-coloured, elven palace that you know in your mind's eye you have walked to in this state before, sometimes to be greeted by a vision of Corellon, sometimes a large manifestation. You begin that walk, and then suddenly you are struck with what I can only describe as, which is quite meta, the magical equivalent of like radio interference or feedback. And the trees all suddenly burn and then freeze over and then almost melt with acid rain and then crumble down into fissures in the earth that open up beneath them. And the gentle song of Corellon's forest is loudly drowned out by just a voice that makes you feel the resonance of this in your bones. Just a mine. And you feel the forest fall away from you, and you are suddenly back in the room.
Kai jolts up, like they're about to fall asleep in the chair, but were rudely shaken awake. And they just like hold their hand to their nose and just wipe a small drop of blood away.
Make me a religion check with advantage.
Okay.
You are confident with your familiarity with the spell and how that connection to the divine works, that someone or something hijacked or intercepted your spell.
I have bad news, my friends. It appears that the way for answers will only be through experimentation. Something powerful and ancient is interfering with any attempts to divine. We'll have to go about this the painful way.
Oh, shy. I get to my feet. Well, no time like the present.
Indeed. Once more, onto the breach.
Hold on. Do we want to go? So we're going into the room with all the sarcophagus then.
Yes, we are going to see if there's a easier solution to it than what we did before.
Do we want to talk about that before we go in?
Do we want to see if the solution is simply getting all the vampires off the plate, or whether it's simply the first plate and the first coffin? That's the key to it. Testing that second idea may result in a very quick return to this place.
How about I go in first, open the sarcophagus door, and we kill the vampires, and then we just see what happens.
That is what we believe is the current solution, simply removing the pressure from all plates. But
You're thinking otherwise we just wait and see if it stops by itself?
that is the other idea. Though if we were wrong, then we will simply be crushed, our bones ground into the powder, and our brains and
Yeah, that does not
bodies
sound like a
flattened.
very nice thing. I vote no, not to that.
It would be quick, I imagine.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
you do have you have no feeling left in your nerves the moment it starts going to paste.
And
The
also,
agony
do we
will
not
be
want to like?
overwhelming. You will quickly
How
enter
do you know?
shock. We are going to be flattened. The agony will likely be overwhelming. We'll have no sensation left before our minds simply shut down.
Yeah, still, I mean, I vote option A, but if you all want to try and die, well, that's going to suck, but I'm not against it.
What's it going to be, folks?
Well, it would be more expedient if it turned out that we do not have to defeat the vampire spawns again and again.
Okay, I am only doing it if there's a bet. I bet that if we do nothing, we're going to die.
What do you want to bet?
Your coin, of course. What else?
Coin?
Yeah.
I don't have coin.
Okay, well, your future
Kai
coin then.
is
I
going
know you're
to-
good for it.
Oh, I
Kai is
have,
going to reach into their pack and pass Telos a gold.
I have
No,
10,
not
I
10
have-
gold.
I do
This
have
is-
10 gold.
If you're going to fucking kill me, I am going to get at least 30 gold from you.
Oh,
From
well,
all of
you're,
you, so-
you're nuts. All right,
This
let's
may
kill
come as a
the
shock, but
let's
death
kill the
is-
vampires then. If you're not up to it, you're not up to it. It's okay.
No, I am up for it. I am up to it. I'm just trying to make a living.
It's okay.
You do realize that if we do not have the coin, we'll simply have to ask you to pay for our next stay at the inn.
Yes, sure, okay, but your future earnings. I will
That's-
take your future earnings. Okay, we go in, we do nothing, but then you all owe me like 10 gold each.
Okay, so
If
you're
we
all
die.
going into the sarcophagus room.
Yeah.
That. Here for round 3?
Mm-hmm.
Well then,
And confirm for me, your strategy is to do nothing.
I just want to run to the other side and try to barge through the door.
It is
Yep.
stuck. It's locked shut.
All right.
I'm very sorry I called you in for this road, bro.
After 6 seconds,
Sorry.
Alright, so that
this is
doesn't
it,
work.
Zilne.
after
Hold
6
it.
seconds,
I'm
Okay.
going to, I've got the Lumineers tattoo, and I can use an action to paint something with my finger. I'm going to graffiti the wall and say,
Oh.
B was here, it fucking sucked.
another 6 seconds. Another 6 seconds.
As you take a deep breath.
Mm.
I'll see you in a few, Ziln. As they close their eyes.
Another 6 seconds.
Mm. Well, that didn't work.
The wall grinds you all. You all take 10d10 bludgeoning damage per round. Anyone reduced to 0 HP is turned into a fine flesh preserve.
Well,
Alright.
then, I suppose that.
I made 30 gold!
I don't think it worked, Kai.
Mm.
You owe her
Oh.
30 gold now.
We owe her 30 gold.
I'm pulling out a
Yes,
tooth
you.
and giving it to Yubi. This is going to be worth its weight in gold. Alright, time to kill.
Yes. Now it is
Alright.
time for violence.
You're heading back in?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Is someone keeping a death counter, by the way?
That is our second.
Fourth?
Sorry,
No, it's a third death.
The third?
Second today,
Oh.
yeah.
I don't think that one counts.
First thing you notice, B, your graffiti's not there.
For crying out
Alright,
loud. Okay,
alright.
not a fan of the arts. I would like to mage hand open this one, please.
Mm.
Okay, well,
Even before
if
it
we're,
starts
if
moving.
we're doing things
Wait.
this time, let's do initiative, just so the
Oh.
movement of the wall isn't lost behind. So yeah, your mage hand and that open immediately. Yep. There is it opens and a vampire spawn. Oh, did I roll for somebody then? Sorry, I think the list reordered as I clicked the vampire spawn, and I may have rolled somebody else's initiative. Sorry. Okay, yeah, B, you have opened the sarcophagus. Did you do that straight away? So we'll call it before initiative. But now you're up.
Cool. Do I see the spawn?
Can you see the spawn on the map?
I can actually.
Then you
yes,
can see the
so-
spawn.
Great. I'm going to shoot at it. Sorry, I was taking away the bless effect. Jack. Okay, cool. Damage. That's 12 damage. And
You didn't move, so you could have steadied aim for advantage.
Sorry?
Like steady aim only works if you don't move, so you could have. Never mind.
Oh,
But she didn't, so she didn't.
okay. Still.
Buttons.
Well, time to go.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to roll the. Oh yeah, time. Before Ziln's turn, sorry, just because it's initiative 20, losing ties. The wall. Okay, now Ziln, it's you.
All right, time to do the things that we always do under these circumstances, and that is.
That's funny.
Exactly.
There is music playing for me, Macarius, but it's like a lower atmospheric sort of dread
okay.
tone in here. It's not Hades music.
Okay.
The
Ooh, second one
reality of
misses.
dice.
Anything else on
that
you, Ziln?
would be me. That,
Okay.
No one.
Tell us, it's you.
Foot,
Oh,
back,
as you
one foot
step
back.
back, it will swing out at you unless you have a feature that prevents.
Slasher. As long as I. No,
Nice.
that's mobile. It still works. One of them still gives it to me.
You say you have slasher and mobile.
Yes.
Yeah, mobile definitely prevents that. Okay, tell us, you.
Oh.
Ah, Mind Sliver.
Nice.
Powerful.
It
Nice.
fails.
That's me.
Kai.
Yeah, going to move there. Movement over here. And then do Eagle 1, 2. I should no
Hits.
longer have less. I'll fix it after my turn. Does a 15 hit?
It does. Meet it, beat it.
Okay. Cool. That is my turn.
Okay. It leaps out from its sarcophagus. And seeing Ziln in front of it, it is first going to slash out with its claws. Ooh, do we need to think about Ziln's AC? I remember something. No, it's correctly shown as 19 now. It
Yes,
slashes
it is.
out and misses. It makes another swing. For a nat 20.
Mm,
The
yeah, that's an
claws,
ouch.
the claws will rake across Ziln's throat for 15 damage. Well, that's
You
him.
can do better than that, darling.
Be it you.
A bonus action steady aim, and I'm going to shoot with advantage. And then I'm going to do some damage. Indeed. Oh, I probably can't
Yeah,
open it.
tell me
with
how.
my
Yeah,
hands.
you kill that one.
Yeah.
Steady
I'm just.
aims.
That's. Sorry.
You can't move because you steady aimed.
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Oh, that's true. Okay.
You are. Your feet are planted. Ziln, before you go, initiative count 20. Now to you. You opening it?
Yes, I forgot I was muted. Is it an action to open it?
No, they open very easily, just interaction.
Okay, you next.
Here's Ziln.
Hits.
Ooh,
Ooh,
Solid.
nice.
not 20.
Big damage.
Yeah!
Oh,
Oh,
as he decreed.
Jesus.
wow.
That is a heavy blow.
I am in my element. And okay, one more step back. Do not get crushed by the wall yet. And that's me.
Right.
Okay, tell us, it's you. He fails.
Quickly now. Oh, I don't believe it's an initiative.
Oh! Foolish, foolish me.
Don't worry. Oh. Well, that's convenient. It should have its turn before me.
Yeah, it will jump out. Still in a situation. It will slash out at you, Ziln.
As we know.
Misses. Swings again. Misses.
Twinsies.
Guy.
They will Eldritch Blast. Almost a crit. Oh.
Solid.
And they're going to push that one back 10 feet
Yep.
as they just lean past Ziln.
Back into the sarcophagus.
And they're going to step to the right and do another Eldritch Blast. There's an nat 20.
There we go.
The net 20.
That
Oof,
did-
it's looking rough. Anything else from you,
for
Kai?
critical damage. One moment. For another 7 damage because of a crit.
It's dead.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
Okay. Moment of truth.
Alright then, let us see if that is the solution. They're going to brace themselves.
Do they fall into ash, or is that corpse somehow pushing on the button?
Good point. No, they ash. They ash.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Just wanted
now
to
we're
be sure we
waiting.
don't die. in a
6
very
seconds
silly
later.
way.
6 seconds later.
I still don't like it.
6 seconds later. I am the ancient. No. Seconds later. The wall retracts.
Alright.
Well then I suppose we have the solution here.
The door.
Violence is the answer.
The door opens. The portal is now
Take us
golden.
away.
Okay, remember, La Putan Lemon.
Yes, yeah.
It is La Putin.
La Putan. La Putan. You're saying it funny.
La Putan.
Well, you say it
lemon.
then as soon as we are over.
No, I have an accent. I don't want it to fuck it up because of the accent.
It's like Alexa. It won't pick up your. Oh God, I said it. She's gonna speak to me. Alexa, stop listening.
I'm sorry, I can't do that, Dave.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about, Harrison.
You enter the room. The two malfunctioning servitors jet their heads towards you. Begin.
Put hand them on.
La
Oh
Putin,
God! Explode. There's just a shower of machinery clinks landing throughout the room.
Can I make just like a cursory, an investigation to see if there's any keys here, just for funsies.
I would say that you gave this room a very thorough
Thorough,
investigation last time. Rolled high and didn't find any keys.
Fine.
But yeah, the room, again, to describe, is darkwood bookshelves and workbenches with tools, books, measuring instruments. Above the southern doorway, there's a large brass clock on the wall, stuck at 11:55, and then these two metal sort of platforms that the servitors are both on. But yeah, the machines blow up.
Carry on.
Now,
Let's continue.
do we want to go up or south? In the
Want
next
to
room.
go. We don't want to go south.
The next room is the river. I suppose I could give us an enchantment so we could walk on water.
Yes, the river
In
is
the worst
south.
case scenario.
But
We
the
go-
water is very far down. It's like 60 feet down.
Yes, but then we will not be swept away.
As a rough approximation, it looked.
I'm very
it felt
good
like
with
it was.
distances and dimensions. But do we want to take the same path as we took last time, or do we want to go to a different path?
Let us
It'd
search a
be
different path.
I'd be up for going north.
Oh yes, I would very much be. I'm taking another path. I'm not going
Okay.
to the dragon's lair.
Then north.
That seemed like the worst room so far.
Kai's gonna
Okay.
put their hand on the door.
Group hug.
You phase through. Going through this door, you are flung forcibly for a moment, landing on the stone platform.
Ah, here we are again.
Once more.
Roll initiative.
Cracky.
My initiative rolls have been
I
horrible.
know.
Well, this one doesn't matter much.
Okay. Before anybody acts, initiative count 20. You hear the shields both get slammed into the stoneway. Ziln, you're up.
Excellent. All right. Time to jump over and do the usual. Get a bit closer to here. Get a javelin up and get this thing's attention. Does that?
Plink! Just bounces off the shield.
Hey, big boy, come up here. Don't be shy, sweetie. And taking a couple of steps back. Let me.
Okay, B, you're up.
It's not in the initiative tracker.
It's not. The middle have to be act on 20 and 10, so them being in the initiative was pointless.
Okay. I'm just gonna hold my action to jump out of the way if there's something coming towards me.
Can you hold your action for movement? I
For
can't
movement? Maybe
You
not.
can-
I don't know.
you
You
can
could
hold
hold
a
dash,
dash
I
action.
imagine. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job.
it is an action.
I will hold a dash.
Where will you dash to?
I away. Does it have to be that specific?
I
Away,
think
away from the
possibly
direction of
it's come
where
from. Okay.
the enemy would come.
Okay, doke. Tell us. Oh, tell us. Have you just moved and passed your turn, Olivia?
Yes.
And then
I have
Kai.
just assumed my position.
Before, because it's after B's turn. Before
Okay.
those moves. And
I knew it. I knew it. I knew
okay.
it.
Then tell us moved, and now Kai.
Kai is going to hold the ground and ready in action to dash over here in case the bulwark knight gets close to them.
Okay. Top of a turn. Round. Both knights again adjust their position a little bit. This one levels its shield at you, Zil. The one at the bottom levels at Kai. Zil, it's you.
All right. Time to hop out of the way. And that's gonna be me.
I think we need to provoke them closer to the edge.
Yeah. Like I think they basically they look at you and then they get really mad and then they activate and then they come rushing at you. How do I do this now? Kai, can you take care of this one? Or the one next to you?
I'll do my best.
So any action from you, B, or you just maintain?
Yeah. Can I have a second?
Sure.
Crap. I don't know how far it moves. Do we know how far it moves?
I didn't keep track.
About
So that's
20 feet.
Okay.
Or at least last time they were moving about 20 feet each time. Seems to be the case still.
Tell us if you see it turn bright and glowy. Please grab me out of the way. And I'm going to just shoot an arrow at it to get his attention from here.
Yep. Plink off the shield.
Blink of the shield. Okay, if it comes at me, please move me out of the way, but not until it rushes towards me.
Okay. Initiative count 10. Both knights charge forward.
But it's not. It doesn't.
Tell us,
They don't
it's
do
you.
that weird activating thing that they did last time.
They did it before when we sort of leveled a shield at you and focused on you. So at 20, they focus on the target. At 10, they rush towards it.
And they were focusing on me or on Siln?
They focused on Zilm first time.
On
Yeah.
me.
All right.
Kai is going to do the same. They're going to hold their action to dash right around here when the Bulwark Knight gets within 5 feet of them.
Dylan, it's you.
All right. So this one is focusing on Kai.
Oh, sorry.
and
Yeah,
this
20.
one-
Yeah, so 20. So yeah, this one focuses on B. This one focuses on Kai. Now it's Dylan, sorry.
Ooh, okay. Time to think.
What I think I could do with doing in Foundry is putting hidden outside the map actors for lair action 20 and lair action 10, so they're included in the lair combat.
Mhm.
In the combat tracker.
Yeah, I got confused with that.
Would you allow for me to come here and just ready an action to take B out of where she is and place her down near me?
She is
I can-
she's already given consent to be moved. So yeah, we can say that you can half speed, basically drag her.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't let you. It's like no, wait, because I'm gonna move. I have a turn before it moves, and I will hold action disengage to move as he rushes, just in
Alright.
case we fuck that up. You know.
All right, then back at it, and I'm offering the same for Kai to be moved
I
over
already
here.
is holding her action, their action.
Yep.
And then I
It's
just
just
wait.
all good. We're just
Then we just
driving the
wait.
show.
The waiting
Yeah.
game. B, it's you.
Yeah. So I will hold an action to disengage and dash here as I see the guy rush towards me.
Okay.
A moment of truth then.
Yep, moment of truth. Oh. B jumps up away.
Wilhelm screams. Sound
This one.
effect.
1, 2, 3. Where were you moving to?
The south.
Oh. Stops.
So I move 4 squares.
Tell us, it's you.
Alright, I'll just head that way.
Okay.
You have fun.
Kai, it's you.
Kai's going to They're going to back up and they're going to hold their action to dash up here. And that's their turn. They're going to look over to B and Zone and say, "You may wish to get out of the way. Perhaps it's going for you, Zone."
Top of a round, it focuses on Ziln, who's closer.
Oh dear.
And then Ziln, it's you.
All right, I'll take it. It's time to, well, I still would probably swing X at it because I can't help myself.
Plink!
Which, nope. But then it will be a case of, well, here I be. Come on, boy. I know you wanna.
B is going to move here and then go through Zone and then going
Maybe not in the water.
here. And they're also going to hold their action to dash because that's always handy.
10. Rushes off. Falls down.
So
A splash into the chromatic river below.
Oh, it's easy enough.
he rushed to where you were last. So basically, once it doesn't seem to be able to adjust its direction after it catches a target.
That's good to know for next time.
Indeed. Well then, let us go north. Find what awaits us down this passage.
It's time to see something new, I suppose.
Careful, let's not accidentally throw each other off here.
So, let's take bets. What it's gonna be. Beholder.
2 dragons.
Not SRD!
Perhaps an aboleth.
It's not a sardine?
What'd you say?
It's not a sardine?
No, but, well, I'm not sure about the new SRD, the whole Creative Commons thing, but Mind Flayers and Beholders were not SRD. Which they now are.
That's okay, they're lame enemies anyway, no one likes them.
I gave you
Those
free
beholders.
ideas, Harrison.
Well then, let us see what is behind this door.
Right.
This stone-tiled chamber meets at a crossroads. The floor is empty, but every wall surface is covered in hundreds, if not thousands, of identical black iron levers. Except for a small chandelier hanging from the ceiling. Except for a small chandelier, the ceiling is similarly covered with identical levers. There are about 1,000 levers in this room.
Well, let's not pull anything yet.
Somebody sure had a lot of time on their hands to make all this.
For a moment I was worried these were spikes.
Yes.
Anything you can be a spike if you try hard enough.
I didn't see who the last person was to step. But with that last person who steps into the middle of a room, there is a sudden...
Oh
Can
no.
you all please make me a dex saving throw?
Oh dear, I'm bad at this.
So you are.
Everybody is.
I
With the
don't
exception of B.
So, B, you hadn't moved yet, but would you have been walking with them? Was that just a foundry clickety-click, or were you hanging back at the door in character?
No, I was hanging back at the door. Also, it would actually be a total of 28. Not, I don't know if that makes a difference.
That's fine. So
Okay.
it's not relevant to you anyway if you were back there. So that
Yeah.
was a fantastic roll, but not needed. Everybody else, the floor rapidly opens. B, you see your companions fall, but immediately a grate slams over them.
Mm-hmm.
The room suddenly jolts as the middle of the floor retracts in the blink of an eye. A powerful burst of humid heat rushes from an uncovered, fluid-filled pit, followed by a strangely familiar scent. Everyone, please make me a Arcana or Medicine saving for check.
Wait a minute.
Both of them are horrible.
I think I might recognize this.
I will reroll for a what are they called? Sorcery point. Not much better. It's fine.
Okay. B, you recognize the smell as being healing potion. Everybody
Ooh.
else, you hit the surface of the liquid, and to your instant agony, find that it is boiling. A metal grill immediately closes over. You are trapped in the liquid, in boiling healing potion, with a metal grill above you, preventing you from getting out. Let's all roll initiative.
Oh,
That's fucked up.
Oh, we're gonna be boiled alive in potions of healing.
17 was not enough to not fall. That's interesting.
I'm wishing I cast the spell to let us walk on water now.
Those of you who are in the liquid, your feet are not touching the bottom. You are swimming. We'll start. B, the only person not in there. Your companions all fall. Grate closes over. It's one of those where, their fingers could get through the grate. They're not like down some deep pit. It is close enough that you hear the screams. What do you do, B?
how many times have I told you to check for traps? I'm going to have a look around the room. I'm guessing all these look identical levers.
They do.
But I would like to see if I can see any symbols or instructions or signs.
Then you can use your action to make me a full and comprehensive perception check of a room.
Perception.
Yep.
It's coming. Come on. Okay.
You
let's see.
scan around the room quickly, making a detailed appraisal of everything. They are all identical. You see no symbols, you see no sigils. This room is uniform and nondescript. There are no levers that stand out in any way. No levers that are a different way to all of the others, or a different colour, or a different material. It's just the same.
Okay. And that's my turn.
Okay. Ziln, you, at the start of your turn, you take 2d10 fire damage, but at the end of the turn, you regain the same HP. So, effectively, you don't need to roll any damage here. But you are boiling. It is agonizing pain. What do you do?
Oh, good grief! Just to be sure, how high is the liquid?
I mean, you're having to tread water, for lack of a better word. You're having to actively swim to stay afloat in this, or be grabbed onto the grill. So it is, if you were to let go, you would sink beneath it. And I would say, and it comes up close enough to the grate that you're just able to, get your mouth up to the grate to continue breathing.
All right. I'm a barbarian. My intelligence is that of 8. I think my impression would be I am going to try to see if I can move the grate.
Okay. Make me a strength check. Disadvantage, given you are being boiled alive. It's difficult. You can't get any decent purchase. If you're grabbed onto the grill, your feet aren't touching the floor. All you can really do is kind of get off the wall a little bit. You can't get any sort of decent grip. You fail to budge the
That's
grill.
fair.
Which you also feel is starting to get warm.
Ouch.
Anything else from you, Zil?
That's all that I can do for the moment.
Tell us.
Well, these ain't budging.
So there's nothing under the grate, so to speak. There's nothing that would stand out from the walls or anything like that.
No.
And you said that we do not feel the ground under our feet. So would diving in this be possible, or is it too viscous or something?
No, it's liquid. You could try and dive.
I guess I'll try to find something. I don't know. There's nothing
Sure.
to interact with. So.
Now, here's a
Just-
bit of a question that might be relevant for Telos. 2 loops previously, I had ritual cast water breathing on everyone, and that lasts for 24 hours. Would that have been?
Would have been reset. Same as
Okay.
buffs and boons.
Okay, cool.
I think so. It's quite fine. I'm not worried about running out of air.
So you're just swimming down and
yeah, I'll dive. I'll see how far it goes.
okay.
Or if there's anything in there.
Do you have a swim speed?
No.
Just checking. No. Okay, so you swim down. Make me a perception check with disadvantage
Yeah, okay.
because you're under water,
Would that
a
be-
coloured liquid,
No.
and that liquid is burning your eyes.
Sure. Yeah, with my powerful perception. Oh, that's great for Talos.
Yep, you're feeling around. Roll me a d4.
A D4. Okay. There we go.
Your fingers brush against something.
Hmm.
Something round, like a large ring. It's heavy.
Grab it.
You grab it? Yeah. You hold something in your hand that looks like a large stone manacle with a little bit of chain attached to it.
Yes.
What else are you doing?
Staying there, I guess. No,
Yeah? Okay.
me.
Kai.
You know, I wrote in the backstory that Kai died from drowning. They're probably just panicking and they're struggling against the grates, trying to hold themselves above water, and they're not really thinking straight. They're just going to spend their turn panicking.
Not
Okay,
now,
I
Kai.
like that.
Kai, sweetie, sweetie, no.
We have to escape. We have to
And-
escape from this place.
End of
You're
the
not
turn.
drawing. You're just boiling alive. Stay with me, Kai. Stay with me, Kai.
Oh gosh.
It's awkward mid-room, but I'm going to ask that we take our 10-minute break here because I can hear a childcare situation that needs taken care of. So if we take 10 minutes and then we'll
Sure.
pick back up shortly.
Sounds good?
Perfect.
See you in a minute. We're back. Sorry about that. So, B, you're up.
All right, Kai. You're going to notice a tug. Just let yourself go. I've got you. Just go with it. Feel the pull.
What are you saying? What are you
Feel
doing?
the pull. And B is going to vortexly warp Kai from their panicked position within the boiled thing.
What happens,
Out.
B, if that spell is not able to function? Is it listed in the spell description? Is there
I don't
is
know.
a consequence? Let's have a
What?
look.
It just doesn't teleport to target.
It just doesn't tell about the target. You unleash the spell. You see Kai's outline sort of for a moment, but then they remain there.
What is going on in this fucking place? Nothing works like it should. Okay, I guess that's my turn.
Okay. Ziln, you burn, you boil, you heal for an equal amount.
That's unnecessary.
Oh, also, I have to say, Ziln, as your turn starts, you also gain 1 level of exhaustion.
Oh, this is.
Here's
Just-
the danger.
Just from the constant pain and being healed and pain and being healed and having to keep treading and staying afloat. Sorry, you were
so
saying.
this is how we die.
Yeah, it's your turn. What do you do, Zil?
This is how we die. Kai, I need you to focus. Start putting that small brain of yours to action. Where's Telos? I'm diving in after Telos.
You're diving down?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm diving down.
Make me a perception check. Disadvantage. Especially now you're exhausted as well.
Oh.
Roll me a d4. Yeah, you're feeling around. You feel Telos and him down there. That's it. There's a lot of floor to cover. and it's all boiling you.
I'll continue looking until I find a
Okay.
tail or something else.
Okay.
It's gonna be
How far are we, by the way? How far was the floor?
About 10 feet down.
Cool.
Tell
I
us.
just missed you.
Tell us, you're burning, you're healing, you start to feel a little exhausted. So you have this manacle in your hand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do. Like it's not a very heavy object or anything like that.
No.
Like I can just
No, it isn't like
I
weighing.
can just take it.
Yeah, it isn't weighing you down or anything.
Ooh. Otherwise, I don't know. I'll keep searching for something
Okay.
that would release us, I guess.
Make
I
a
don't know.
perception check, disadvantage.
Sure. Be like, ooh, that's still very good for Telos.
Wow, you didn't manage to find anything.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else from you?
What can you do? No, I don't imagine so.
Okay. Kai, you're burning, you're healing.
They are panicking. Okay. Focus. Hands way down there. They are going to take a deep breath.
And
they're
I'd say
going to
before you act, you have that heightened panic of, for all the terror you're experiencing, there was that brief moment where it seemed like B was about to be your savior. She had someone up her sleeve, she was about to pull you out of this nightmare, and it failed. And you're still there.
Can't count on anyone else. Gotta do it myself. They're going to push themselves underwater and try and feel around on the walls for a lever underneath or something to get them out of this.
On the
pool.
walls. Maybe a perception check. Disadvantage.
All right. That's why. Oh. Trash.
You run your hands all over the walls, you're sort of descending down. They seem to be, at least any portion of the wall you're touching, it seems to be slick, featureless.
They surface again to take a deep breath. I can't find anything on the walls. Can you figure something out, B? We can't stay here much longer. You have to get us out.
As you surface and breach, you're horrified to see that a clump of your hair and a little bit of your scalp drifts away from you as your head just breaches from that boiling water. B, it's you. You see your companions disappearing, Kai resurfacing. The smell of burning flesh is starting to join that familiar smell of
This is
healing
the
potion.
worst. This is the worst room. Okay, I am going to. I'm going to just start pulling levers down.
Yeah.
Starting from here.
Roll me a d20.
D20.
You manage to get about 40 of the levers. You're just flipping levers as you go. No immediate. No,
Is that like one square worth or?
I'd say it's a couple. That's walking along. Just go. If you were focusing on that task, do it as quick as you could get a good 40 or so done. I think just running along the wall. Or is there a specific lever that you're looking for, or a
They all
little
look the same.
location?
You said.
Yeah, they do. That's why I was asking.
Yeah. Okay. There's nothing I can do for the bonus action that is going to make any difference. So, fuck it. Okay, that's.
Okay.
I'm trying.
Okay, Zil, you're burning, you're healing. You gain another level of exhaustion. What are you doing? You were down on the floor searching, were you?
Yes, still looking for
Yeah.
Telos.
Make me a perception check.
I think you found
Disadvantage.
Telos last turn, didn't you?
Yeah, you brushed against Telos. 14. Zil, as you brushed against Talos, and at first you didn't realise it was him, so you go back for him. He shifted a little bit. Your hand wraps around something on the floor, attached to the floor. A stick coming straight up. There is a lever on the floor.
A
Can
drain.
Can I instinctively pull?
Yes,
Okay,
There
what
is-
happens?
there is a huge, loud clunk, and you see a part of the floor. You feel a part of the tiles. They all shift apart slightly, Not enough that you're going to fall down, but up top, B, you begin to hear a loud draining noise and bubbles come up to the surface. Over the course of a few more seconds, this pool rapidly drains until Telos, Ziln, Kai, you are left lying in pain on painfully hot stone tiles on the floor. The potion is gone. The grate recedes. The floor.
The great receipts.
The top grate recedes, and the floor moves back up until you are lying on the floor, wounded or healed, exhausted, and quite possibly traumatized.
Kai's hands are shaking as they run their hands over themselves, just hugging themselves. Their skin is sort of like that pink of a, bruise or a scab that's starting to heal over.
No. Look at me, honey. Look at me. I'm trying to get you to look at just me. You're no longer in the water. The water's not here. Feel the stone underneath you. Feel the stone.
Lock this room.
I have 2 quick questions. First,
Well,
of
they're
all-
gonna have to fucking wait as
Okay.
Beat hugs the 3 of you in a huge hug and is like, never do something so stupid like walking into a room without looking at things. What were you thinking? I mean, she's actually crying a little bit.
unhidden GM notes.
Yes, dear. Yes, dear.
And she's crying a little bit.
I pat thee.
Oh. Alright.
You hear a couple of mechanical clunks underneath you all, by the way.
Let's
Right.
move out of this space.
Yes.
Mechanical
So
clunks as it resets or
It possibly.
something like that.
my questions.
Yes, tell us.
I wanted to ask if the portals were golden or otherwise when we first entered.
When you first came in, they were red. They are now gold.
Okay. Yeah, that was the second one. So
Okay.
good job. Good job.
Did you find is that manacle you have there, Telos?
Oh yes, that is indeed a manacle.
We at least have an answer for the other room with the
Yes, I'm thinking, should we go there now? In
We
that
could.
case.
We do know where it is.
Yes, we do. We
Yes,
have to go
it's-
one back and
It's
then
actually
to the
very
south.
close. Yes.
Yes. But then we might be stuck there, and then we might have to go.
We could retreat.
I guess we
but
could come
both
back
the-
here.
Yeah, there's 2 doors here, so we know how to get through this room now, and we know how to get through all the other rooms. So it should be quick and easy to get to the sewers.
Yeah, it's just 2 rooms away.
Yes.
We go back to the hall with the colorful river, and then the sewers.
Yes, and the room should be empty because they did not reset once we were wandering about.
Let's
Should be a breeze.
move.
Okay.
Let's get out of here.
All right.
So we would try to not walk onto the center, just like,
Diagonally.
Yeah.
Hug,
jump
hug the wall.
over the thing,
I mean,
or like
I'm
hug
right
the
here.
wall and
And you're heading back, are you?
bring me up.
Yep.
Actually, do we want to just pull all the levers down just to see what that does?
Nah.
Ah,
You really like you're just going to walk away? There is 1,000 levels here, and you don't know
Where's
what
that?
you don't.
Where's that Strahd token?
I mean,
Well, we also got a manacle, and that's a puzzle to be solved 1 room over.
we might try it another time.
So
We
you
might
are.
still got big from here.
So are you what? Just to confirm, so you are heading back to the sewer room?
Yep.
Yes.
So you cross through the Chromatic River. It is, in fact, empty. You enter the next room.
Flush.
Right, quickly.
Yeah, the sewage starts flowing in, but I presume that you are once again immediately spelling out flush.
Yep.
Yippers.
Why didn't that music play? Very odd. Okay, yeah. It all drains down, revealing the statue. If you were to drop down.
And I do wish to reattach the Nanako.
Yeah?
Does it look like it belongs?
It definitely does, yeah. It hasn't quite discoloured the same way, the one that you just retrieved from the pool. But yeah. When
Then I
you
will do it.
you latch on the manacle. With a tortured groan of grinding stonework and a wet squelch of disturbed filth, the statue sinks into the ground and reveals a small empty room of the same stonework as the room above. In the centre of the chamber stands a tall, muscular figure with part of their torso and limbs wrapped in spiked chains that reach up to cover most of their faces. You see small wooden and metal handles hanging from these chains, reminiscent of the handles in the room above. After a moment, the figure slowly raises its bowed head and its sickly yellow eyes narrow. In a flash, it whips its chains and attacks. Can everybody please roll initiative?
As you wish.
Well, shit.
I don't know why we were
Devil.
expecting for this to be a pleasant thing.
Oh.
B, you're up.
I guess I'm gonna jump down. And so it's 5, 15 to go through friendly face here, 20, 25, 30, 35, just in case someone wants to come and help. And I'm just going to hit this guy with my rapier.
Yeah, you've gone straight into the room with him, sure.
Ciao.
Why not? Well,
Goes
that's probably why
wide.
not.
You lunge of a rapier and just whips these chains up that knock your weapon away.
That's alright. I'm gonna try with the other one. Nope.
Again, these chains just wrapped around so much of its body cause your rapier to just glance off.
Cool. Well, that's me.
Okay. Kai.
Game pause.
That's fine. Yes, I was
Okay.
checking them. That's fine. Go on.
They're going to lower themselves down. That's 10 feet or 5 feet there.
10.
Okay. 15 there. 20. They see the Toilet Chain Devil and they are going to do the good old 1-2 of EB.
Oh, there we
Nice.
go.
For 13 damage, and I'm going to push it back. Actually, that may not have been the best thing since Ziln is slowed. They're going to do another Eldritch Blast.
I don't think I'm slowed yet.
Is it second level half
Yeah, that's
movement?
your speed.
Oh, wasn't it disadvantage on attack rolls?
No,
That's
it's
third.
first. Oh,
No, first is ability, I think.
Yeah, the second
first
one
of
is
the
the second one is speed halved, so
No.
So, yeah, maybe a bad choice. But then the Toilet Chain Devil will get to make some attacks. So,
It will. With B in front of it. Oh, I don't know why I put effect on it there. It's sort of whipping up and whirling these chains. And it will make 2 chain attacks against her.
the next one. I don't know if the uncanny dodge. I need to like. It's a reaction, so I guess when it hits, Or
Yeah, if you
in
declare
case.
you declare it when it hits. Yeah,
yeah. Okay.
both miss, smashing
mind.
into the wall.
I know how you feel.
Ziln, it's you. Your speed is halved.
Would you like to just hold your action for a powerful attack? I will get you there.
I'll take it. Yes, I'm holding my action to hit the thing.
Okay.
Be ready to strike.
Okay.
All right.
Tell
Your
us.
Magic.
Tell me about a loved one or a bitter enemy. A loved one you've lost or a bitter enemy in Telos' life.
Telos' life. Oh god, Telos is so detached from that kind of thing by now. That would be from his past, from very, very far away now. You know what? Would a loved one refer to like a significant other, or could it be just a family member?
Either. A loved one.
Sure,
One
sure.
that he's loved and
Sure
lost.
thing. Let's go with a mother then. I
Okay.
suppose. That
As you're ready to line up your presumably vortex or something to transport Ziln over, you glance over at Toilet Chain Devil, sort of check your trajectory, and it now is your mother stood there. Could you please make me a DC 14 Wisdom saving throw?
My favorite. So,
You are frightened of this now,
frightened.
and you must try to get out of there.
Okay, so how
your-
does
as
it
your-
work? Can I cast my thing, or do I
You
just flee?
you need to do everything you can to move away from it.
Okay.
You can
I
remake
will.
remake the roll at the end. Oh, it's just until the end of this turn. This one, it isn't a re-roll; it's a one turn.
I guess
for
that's
you.
as far as I can
So
get
yeah,
from it.
you line up this ability, and then you look over, and it's just your mother stood there to you, and Ziln's there waiting with her axe.
Hmm?
But instead,
Fun.
Zil, you just see him turn tail and run.
Oh, that was that.
Top of a round, B, it's you. You've seen you've seen Telos just run. And maybe you haven't seen it. He does.
Well, my movement is 0, so steady aim it is. As bonus action, steady aim. Rapier of life stealing.
Not 20.
Can you steady
Yes.
aim melee? I never knew that. Cool.
Yep,
Yes, you
steady aim
can.
melee.
Cool.
You can say
Yes,
aim
That
everything.
hits.
Chip.
Oof.
One
Heavy
play.
blow. Heavy blow.
And then I'm going to do it again. Does it affect both attacks or just one, Mac?
It's the next attack.
I don't recall offhand.
Okay, I'm just gonna go normal.
Also hits.
Damage. 1!
Oh dear.
Oof.
1! It's 1 damage.
Unfortunate. Yeah. Anything else?
Damage
Well, you're
switch.
moving. So you're moving to 0 now, isn't it?
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah,
Guy,
it's just the next
you're up.
attack roll. They're going to again step in, see the Toilet Chain Devil, and they are going to do 2 more Eldritch Blasts.
It was almost a 20 on my screen.
Yeah, same.
Indeed. Let's see if we'll get it this time.
Ooh, I've just realised something that hasn't been working. He should, unfortunately, be resisting some of this, but he has not been. Let me just scroll back up. You carry on doing your thing, Mac. I'm just going to look at what.
Okay.
Yeah.
They throw out a pair of glittering beams of starlight, a pair of comets, and then duck back behind cover.
Okay. I've adjusted the. Yeah, that's fine. But that wasn't what. That is not the problem.
Resistant to force. Mamma mia. Unless.
Unless not.
Unless. Okay, so that's all from Kai.
Yep.
The Toilet Chain Devil whips his chains both back and forth, as was the fashion at the time, at B twice. First
see
one
the
at 26.
uncanny dodge. Uncanny dodge.
Okay. Restore 5 of that HP. You do it manually to yourself,
Yes.
and then you whips in again.
No.
This one cannot be uncannily dodged.
Damn it. Well, I mean, I'll take it.
Take it.
Yeah. Zilm, it's you. You stood there. You waited. It never came.
Well, this is getting a bit annoying with this creature. I would like to rage.
Kill it soon.
Nice.
And as part of that, I am going to be using Instinctive Pout to give me, as part of it, half my movement speed just to get me close to this. Hi, boy.
So is that that's affected by the fact your speed is currently reduced, so it would be a quarter of your normal speed, wouldn't it?
Yes, I just needed 5 more feet of movement. to
Oh,
get there.
so that's your movement and your bonus extra movement. So you've got there with an action to use now, yeah?
No movement and bonus action because it's part of the activation for rage,
Yeah.
and this is going to mean that I can still hit it.
Nice.
Not 20.
Come on.
Every time.
It'll happen.
It
Don't
misses.
not.
Hits with stonework. She swings again. It hits. These aren't disadvantage, are they? It's ability rolls at first level.
I
Yeah.
Attacks
Shouldn't
a
be.
third.
Oof, a heavy blow. Anything else from Zilm?
That's all that I can do.
Tell us, you regain control of your senses.
Telos will be, yeah, and again, like I imagine Telos when he's running away from stuff, he definitely reverts to his more bestial nature and like just goes on all fours. It's very much like a big lizard, in panic. So currently he will just like try to get a bit back out of it and go see what's happening, seeing Kai. Kai's behind the wall. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll just use the movement, then use a dash. Probably wait there.
Okay.
That's me.
B, tell me about someone you've loved and lost, or a bitter enemy.
My twin sister.
And,
She's a bitch.
well, this is
It's
now...
both.
You now
That's
see the
Sandy.
creature's visage change into that of your bitch sister, and it throws you. Please make me a DC 14 Wisdom saving throw.
Not again! No!
You are feared and must do everything you can to get as far away as possible from this creature.
Can I bonus action disengage? Or
You can
is
do
it-
what everything you can do to get away
Okay, I'm going to disengage.
as far away as you can.
5. 15. Ah, not her! Don't hit me! Don't hit me again!
Jesus.
30. Useless.
Came here for D&D instead. We got trauma responses. Kai, you're up.
I'm saving these
That's-
spell slots for a special occasion.
It's
They throw a pair of comets at the devil. With some moderate force damage, but apparently not moderate enough. And they're going to step back behind cover.
nice.
Keep the
Okay.
place clean.
It is the devil. And it will whip. Let's make sure B is no longer targeted. It will strike out twice at you, Zilm, with its shitty chains.
This is when they hit.
Actually, it is going to... Yeah, it's gonna not do that. It is gonna chain. Sidehouse is weighing something up there. A right choice, clearly. 24. And what I forgot to say before, sorry, when I hit B, so that's my mistake. The chains dig in and wrap around you. You are grappled, Zil, by shitty, spiky toilet chains. And it whips
That's
again.
fucked up.
Next one misses. That is its turn.
Has it considered that I am not locked in here with it? It is locked in here with me.
Yeah, absolutely. And now you, Zil.
Whoa! What I do best. Also, don't forget the Painful Rage.
Hits. Ooh, that dice was a journey.
That's
a
lot of
heavy
damage.
hit.
That should have 2 extra damage from the slashing, shouldn't it? From the rage.
You're right. I forgot about that.
I will knock 2 more HP off him. Next one also hits.
Right. And
Am I taking another 2 off this, or is it the first attack in a turn?
I think it's all of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
I
added
will-
that one. No,
Oh.
I added that one.
Okay. Brilliant. Thank you. Anything else from you, Zil?
Anything that I can still do? Everybody else is on the other side. Do I still see anybody here? I see nobody here. This is all that I can do. This is me.
Okay. Tell us.
Right. I'll move out. See the devil. How is it holding?
It's not looking good.
Yeah.
Some of the chains are broken. Filth is just seeping out from its tear ducts and wounds all over it.
Great.
Ooh.
If it wants to dig in my head, I'll dig a little bit unsuccessfully. Well, that's me then. That was great.
B.
Do I need to make another saving throw?
No, that fear leaves you now.
Mother. So I romp back in, taking my bow out. I'm going to shoot at this thing.
Are you aiming? Oh, you've already moved, haven't you?
No, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. Crap!
Hits a wall behind
Crap!
Yes, we're surrounded by it.
it. Anything else from you? Okay, Kai, you're up.
They're going to go 15 there, and they can't actually back out of this space because B's in that area. So they're just going to do oops, that's 2 Eldritch Blasts. For an
Hits. Let me just check the number. That still would have killed it. Yeah, tell me how you kill it.
as everyone is ganging up on the Chain Devil, they step around the corner, throw a comment at the Chain Devil, but for a brief moment, when the Chain Devil looks at them, its face just begins to morph into someone Kai knows very well, but the comet just slams in its head and obliterates the head before it can finally change into the face of Kai's older brother.
And yeah, it explodes in, quite frankly, a large burst of metal shrapnel, wooden toilet handles, and shit. And just splatters the room. As yeah, you slay it.
Ah, just like home, I say, trying to get some of the goo off my face.
One moment, allow me to help you. Kai's going to prestidigitate you clean, Zilm.
Oh,
As you're prestidigitating cleaning, and you get a chance to look around this room, not included in combat, you notice two things. One, of all the exploded devil bits on the floor, you see there was what looks to be a large leather pouch it was wearing around its hip. that has landed unscathed on the floor. And also, propped in the corner, there is a tall wooden staff, the head of which ends in a large carved stone beetle at the head.
Perhaps this is one of those tokens Makwan Jedef told us to bring back to him.
Do you want me to see what it is? I can probably tell if I look at it for a bit.
Allow me to attempt it. Kai is going to reach out for the staff, and they are going to use one of the items that I took that's actually becoming relevant to cast Identify via the goggles they wear.
Cool. Yeah. You identify that this is a staff of swarming insects.
This is a staff that will conjure many insects to swarm around us.
This is starting to look even more like home.
One
You can
day
use
that is
when
us.
you're wielding it. You can use an action to either use some of its charges to cast either giant insect or insect plague, and you can also spread a harmless cloud of flying insects, obscuring the area in a radius around you.
Okay, is there an item that should drag?
There is. Yeah, I will drag it into your bag now, and you should be able to trade it with how it's all set up. Let's have a look. I haven't done it that way before. Did I add that to your bag?
I don't appear to see it.
Yeah, you need to be open, it seems. It is now in your bag.
Ah, there we go. Okie dokie. That is a very strong spell. Oh, hey. 5th level spell. How about that?
And as for the pouch, looking inside, there is just a palm-sized metal crest with a glowing green sigil slowly pulsing on it.
Perhaps we need to bring... Perhaps that is what we need to bring back then. Well, shall we return to Makwan and see if we may find out what this crest does?
If
No.
we do, there is a non-zero chance for all of this to reset.
Yes.
I thought
do
it only
think so.
reset when we died.
I know, but do you trust this place? I don't trust this place.
I don't
Well,
You
trust
trust
this
these
place.
walls? Look at these
I don't.
walls.
I
The
mean,
issue
it's...
is that if we go through this and we pass away again, and we do not bring that crest back, we'll have to fight that devil, dive into that boiling cauldron again, and go through this whole routine once more, and I'd rather avoid that if we can. Simply walk past. And remember, do you remember our first...
Wait.
I suppose
Why
second
would we need to
passage
do it
through.
again? If we just show it to him when we die, we have the.
We might not have it again when we die.
Wait, but I have the mirror. Do I still have the mirror, DM?
So I didn't put it in your bag. You asked at the time, I think. You don't have the hand mirror, the empty hand mirror anymore.
But didn't I take it with me?
You took it with you, but then patting yourself down after death, you would have noticed it's gone.
Fuck. This place sucks. Okay. Alright. Back to
We
Makwan
also
it
know
is.
that if we go back there, it does not reset all the rooms immediately.
Right.
Do you remember after we went to the room of the vampires a second time? We took the north gate after coming from the workshop and met Makwan again. And when we returned, there were no more vampires. So, backtracking alone to him does not trigger this reset. I
Okay.
think it would be only when we
Right.
expire.
Do we first perhaps want to travel further a bit? Just to meet the Dryad again?
No, because then we have to kill all the other shit in that room.
No, we do not.
Well, are you sure? Because how do you
I'm
know
pretty
the...
sure.
Okay.
We might want a bit of. I'd recommend us take our wins when we can. We don't know what might happen ahead, and Dryad should still be there if she is there.
What do you mean by that?
If she's still there, then it
Yes.
doesn't matter if we go now or if we go after securing this boon from Mac 1. If
So that's
she's not
why
there,
would
then it
we
doesn't matter.
travel this way and that way? Well, I won't be. That's fine. It's fine. I
How
just
do
think
you
it
know
would
that we
cost
don't
us
need
really
to-
nothing to just walk in, rescue her, and be on our way with a boon.
I suppose we could do that as well.
But are you sure that the doors won't turn red until we kill all the other things?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I'm good for killing things.
See?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's really just right next door. So
Well, then
I'm
let's
happy to try.
do that quickly and then backtrack to Mac 1.
All right, let's kill.
Okay.
It's a learning opportunity either way.
Not all learning opportunities. Unless you plan to make me very rich, I will
Ziln,
take a strong pass on some learning opportunities.
would you mind giving me a lift here? It's a bit of a climb.
Pulling you right up.
Oh, whoa. Alright. Let's touch this door and find a way through.
Just give me one moment, please, caller.
Yeah, alright. By the way, where did you find that hand mirror, Shisha? Which room was that?
Non-Strat had it.
Right.
The discount vampire.
Right.
Well then,
Kalos will just
Sounds
go
empty.
to the end right away, first of all.
is there a statue in this alcove?
There is. As you do step over to the doorway, tell us it turns gold.
What about the other one?
Also gold.
Well, Dryad.
And there is the shifting of the statue. And quickly it turns into that woman. And she looks around you all terrified.
You are safe.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for so long. Thank you. I can't stay. I can't stay here, but thank you. And that flutter of petals appears around all of your heads with a wave of her arm, and she vanishes. And yeah, you all have
Fascinating.
a permanent bless for this duration of this run.
So,
We have done a
Y'all-
good deed, and this also gained a blessing.
y'all think she knows she's stuck here?
Let us perhaps go back
Oh.
now. Maybe if we fix this lamp
Yes.
and get rid of all the other monsters permanently, then she'll be free, like us.
It is our
Otherwise-
intention, after all, to break this cycle, so
I beg
Well,
not
that was
further.
very clever.
What's Ziln doing? She's hanging back.
I am trying to get the thing to cooperate with me, finally.
Oh.
It got stuck for a bit. My
Alright.
screen just froze.
So our current plan is to go back
When
to
it-
rank 1, I guess.
When it froze, Juan, what was the map
No,
still there
no.
for you? What statues
It
could you
is.
still see on the screen, Juan?
No! Don't
I
fall
don't
for
know.
it.
Okay.
I don't know. It was just frozen.
Okay. Yeah. Hands in the portal. What, are you heading back to Makwan's room?
I guess.
Yep.
So you're going, just so I don't load scene after scene. So you're going Sewer,
We're going
Rainbow River,
River.
Servitor Room, Vampire Room,
Yeah.
Makwan.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Hello, Noble Jean again.
You have not died in a little while. This is comforting, I suppose.
I suppose so.
Probably.
We have brought you something. I believe Zillion has it. The pouch.
Yeah? He obviously isn't able to reach down and and undo it. So it needs taken out. And he's like, poison. Yes. This is good.
Poison.
Nobody has recovered one of these Jinrot sigils before. Place it on the floor in front of me and gather round.
All right,
As
we
your
do so.
command.
I'm happy to comply.
And he closes his eyes and strains for a moment, and you see the sigil glow a little bit before it. It seems like it would just burn off or evaporate. And you all taste and smell foul. You feel like you've plunged your head into that sewer for a moment. But it very quickly passes, and you feel a slight warmth spread through each of you. Are any of you resistant to poison?
Yes. Dwarven resilience.
Then you are now immune to poison damage and poison
Ooh.
status. Everybody else gains resistance to poison as a damage type. You
Okay.
may as well, given the nature of this dungeon and this foundry world we're playing in, you can just add that in as a damage resistance in your character sheet. And Kai, please upgrade yours to an immunity.
Yeehaw.
Ooh.
It has been done.
That is one of 3. I do not know where the others will have been taken.
I see.
And just to be clear, is this something that's going to go away when we die again, or
No. This
Neat.
boon is now part of you, so long as you are in the lamp.
Ah, it does not extend beyond these walls.
Well, that is also comforting, for I would not like to ingest it any more times.
I think we need to find the gold one.
Gold one.
Yes?
Yes,
You know?
perhaps one to protect us from the cold.
Yes.
Ugh, a
There's those
cold
two
one,
other-
I see.
There's those 2 other entrances in the room with the healing potion.
Oh,
Perhaps one of those will lead it to us? If there is one for cold. At minimum, perhaps one of those is a route around the dragon.
oh yes.
Is that your next destination, man? Back to the
nice.
cauldron room to try one of the paths?
Is everyone else down
Yes.
for that?
Yep.
Cool. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Okay. I will load us there.
Well then. Now, I would just like to suggest something. Kai says, holding up their hands, so before anyone gets too upset, let's just hear me out. I know it didn't work the last few times, but Snake says always go left. So perhaps we should go this direction?
I mean, at some point, the odds are gonna have to be on your favor.
I just don't really care much which way we
Kai
go.
gives a
so-
small smirk and gives a shrug. It's like, surely one of these times, going left will work. Well then, let us find out what the snake holds for us. This last passage.
What is it with your thing with snakes? One day you're gonna have to explain that to us.
Well, snakes are a fine animal. And the snake, also it's not snake, when I say snake says always go left, I mean the person. His name is Snake.
Oh,
That's new. Quick question regarding components. So any material components that cost money would have to be bought by us beforehand, right? Correct? We do not have material components for those, like to cast them more than once or however
Yes.
many times. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I have only one casting, so I won't use it on this run, I don't think.
Okay. Loading you in.
The Room of Eternal Torment? Oh.
This room is silent. This chamber is completely bare. Despite a lack of an obvious light source, you can easily see around the room and to the shimmering golden gateway on the opposite wall from where you entered.
I would raise my Lantern of Revealing and reveal. Hopefully I can cast some light at least for myself. I do not see anything.
Does that involve a check or just you?
No, it's just
Cast
the
around.
Lantern of
Yeah.
Revealing.
Yeah, as you pan the lantern around, nothing changes.
Oh, so we cannot see at all.
Do you not have vision? Do you have vision in this room? Sorry.
I have.
I have
I
dark
mean, I just don't have dark vision, so I cannot see at all.
Then I apologise. That is.
I would just like
That is
to.
something that
I'm asking for a torch, essentially.
Ping! There we go. No, you should be able to see in this room. There we go.
Okay.
I very much would like to check for. In fact, I'm just gonna burn off a detect magic.
Yeah.
I guess here.
Yeah.
Ooh.
The spell pulses out. It reveals nothing. A loud slam of metal suddenly rings out across the room. It is the unmistakable sound of a door being bolted from the other side. The gold portal opposite you turns red. Moments later, a large figure made of clay with rough facial features contorted in anger emerges through the stone floor and moves towards you with unnatural speed. Your detect magic would definitely go haywire at this.
Mm-hmm.
I also just need to, given the circumstances, break you out of being stacked. And let's roll initiative, please.
All right, 10 minutes. We can do this.
Yeah.
Come on, give me something good here. Okay, that's all right.
Oh, that's right.
Hasted?
Yeah. With unnatural speed.
Oh, I'm first. This is a first. Well, it worked well the last time. Time for another rage, I suppose. Where are you, features? I keep forgetting. And going right in front of it. Time to try to hit it. I'm a very simple person. Okay, what happens?
Whoa.
It hits.
Now the question is, does it damage it?
Click damage, yeah, we'll find out. A chunk of the clay comes flying off.
Okay, so it can be hit. At least that's good.
Also hits.
Ciao.
Oops, I forgot to hit the +2. So that's going to be 19.
Okay.
And a bit more to the side, at least that one I have. And that would be me.
This rolled initiative with advantage, by the way, and still got a 9.
Really?
Yeah.
I felt that. I felt that so many times.
You know what? I'm gonna cast Booming Blade
Okay.
on it. Which I think I just need to make a attack roll, right?
Yeah.
Yep. You just make an attack.
You hit.
Hits. Okay. So then, it's the Booming Blade damage, right?
No, you'll be doing your rapier damage with sneak attack plus an extra 1d8.
Okay. So rapier 1d8 plus 5d6.
Oof! A huge
And
attack.
Offhand. Normal. Oh wait, is that a thing? Because because
Yeah,
Booming
you
Blade
can.
is just my attack. Or no, that's casting a spell. So I don't get.
Actually, I'm
Sorry?
not sure off the top. I'm unsure off the top of my head.
God damn it. Okay, let's just call it not, because I think it's like it's part of my attack. I get to make an offhand attack.
Yeah, I don't think that follows. I
As
think
you-
you can make an additional attack now.
As
I
you
can
cast
or I
Booming-
can't.
I think you can.
Yeah, it's your action to do the spell, and the spell just involves you making a weapon attack.
Yeah.
But dual wielding, doesn't that mean that you can do an attack with your offhand?
But it's part of your action, isn't it? And your action wasn't to attack. Your action was
To cast a spell. Okay,
And just that spell just so happens to involve you stabbing.
fabulous.
Okay.
So,
That's
as
That's
before you
awesome.
end your turn, Cow is going to yell out to B. Now that you've hit, quickly back away from it. Towards me. Cow yelled to B before you ended your turn.
oh.
Hmm?
But the DM is lenient. He can give me back my turn. No.
Go on.
So that would be 35 feet to here.
Are you moving out of its range?
Yes,
Or
but I can bonus action disengage.
Aha, nice.
So I'm moving. And now I can end my turn.
Excellent. Kai, you're up.
Now, what I'll try and do, let's see if this will work out. I'll just blast for a
Okay.
30.
It
And
hits.
they're going to use that to push the golem back 10 feet. Which means that now the golem will have to provoke the booming blade damage
Nice.
from B.
Very nice.
Because it cannot reach anyone without movement.
Very nice.
Hmm.
And they're going to push it back again.
Yep.
Stop pushing it too back.
Don't worry, it'll come back. And that's their turn.
Tell us, it's you.
Okay. Well, since you've comboed, I guess I'll not do what I meant to do. It's fine. I will not see if I can just dispel magic off of it and just make it lose its turn. That would dispel your booming blade as well. Well, this is just annoying then. I will do nothing. I will end my turn.
Okay. It moves. Remind me how the booming blade trigger works.
He moves, he takes 2d8.
Okay, he's in a move, so he takes 2d8, and he rushes across the room.
Ooh.
Look, 14. Let me remove
This
that.
is thunder damage.
Yeah,
Yes, it is thunder damage.
and yeah, it comes rushing in towards you, B.
Oh dear.
So, its first attack misses.
Whew.
Its second attack
Oh, I'm gonna dodge. With this.
misses, and then with its haste, it gets a third attack.
I'm gonna
hits.
dodge.
For 27. You give yourself 9 HP back as
9.
these magical fists go poof, slamming into
It's-
you.
It's trying to give me a con save, but I'm not sure for what.
Did you maybe give yourself the bless effect or something else?
No, I didn't. But it's fine.
Okay. Ziln, it's you.
Oh, detect magic.
Again, I'm a simple person. So time to hit.
Hits.
Yeah.
Come on. Down you go, you beast.
Ooh.
Oh! This is making me happy.
You love to see it.
Tell me how you end this session.
Whoa.
I think I am a bit on the tired side, so I would just try to raise my hand and just come with the axe from top to bottom. From the
Nice.
head all the way down.
It crumbles, falls apart, becoming a mess of rubble on the floor. The door that you entered through turns gold. The one at the other end of the room remains red.
Oh.
Combined with the giant sliding bolt noise you heard, you feel innately that this way is now shut to you for the remainder of this run.
So which one is gold?
The one behind you that you came in. So you can head back the way you came. You cannot progress further.
Huh,
Okay.
we hit a wall.
I'm
Perhaps.
so confused by now by the... Because this is now
It
the
was-
only door, I think, that we've seen on the map being gold.
No, the forest ones are
it's-
gold as well.
Oh, okay.
This
Okay.
is strange.
And it is... Okay.
We may
Sure.
have to return here next time to figure out what happens.
Maybe we need to be really fast to
Yeah,
get
we
to the other
might
side,
just-
you know?
That
I
makes
mean,
sense. It
if-
was
Like super fast.
If the enchantment that affects the golem can be dispelled, that would allow us to very easily avoid it and just go towards the golden portal and avoid it completely.
Yes. Or, you know, we can just, I'm pretty sure we can, I mean, we're all pretty fast, right? No?
No, I'm not. I'm
Ziln isn't at the moment.
Zil can carry you.
Not at the moment, she can't. Half speed.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Let's be-
we-
That's
No.
over 60 feet.
we have a cutoff tonight.
Yes.
So that is
Thank you.
us for this evening. We will arrange our next session. Originally, I thought it was to be a two-parter. Ha! I think we're looking at a four-parter for this. Because it only gets harder and harder as it goes on as well.
oh
so,
boy.
yeah. Thank you very
Thank you
much,
kindly, DM.
everybody, for a fun session.
Yes.
And, yeah, we will be back very, very soon. I'm away next week. So it might be a couple of weeks, but we will get back in this very, very soon and see what else lies within the roguelite lamp. But yeah, thank you very much.
Yeehaw.
We'll see you
Thank
again
you.
soon. What does Snake say, Mac?
Go left.
Left. Life is peaceful there.
Yes.